All the scandals and coincidences of the 2026 World Cup explained. The 2026 World Cup was incredible, but let's be honest, what people talked about the most wasn't the goals. It was the chaos, the disorder, the things that happened and that nobody knows how to explain yet. Today, we're going to explain everything. Let's start with the most controversial thing. Trump's call. July 1st, United States versus Bosnia. Faran Balogun had scored and was playing great when he stepped on an opponent's ankle while chasing a loose ball. The referee let play continue, but the VAR team in Dallas disagreed. They said it was a straight red card, so Balogun was sent off and would miss the Belgium match. Sounds normal, right? Actually, no. 4 days later, Donald Trump reportedly called FIFA President Infantino and threatened him to withdraw the red card from the American player. It seems that the saying, "a corrupt person doesn't betray another corrupt person," doesn't work here. The fact is that 2 days later, FIFA announced that Balogun could play. The red card was suspended in exchange for a $40,000 fine and a clause that had never been used before in the history of the tournament. And worst of all, the decision was made by the president. The disciplinary committee president decided it on his own. The committee has 17 other members who weren't called, consulted, or informed. Belgium tried to appeal, but FIFA said they had no right since they weren't involved in the process. The Belgian coach said he thought it was a joke. The Belgian Prime Minister posted a photo of his cat with the caption, "Red card, I'll play anyway." Belgium responded on the field. They won 4-1, and football was fair on the field. It was the first time in 60 years that a player was saved from a red card in a World Cup. And it happened thanks to a phone call. Let's move on to the room in Dallas. To understand the rest of the tournament, remember this. Every VAR decision at the World Cup was made from a centralized room in Dallas, Texas. It didn't matter if the match was in Vancouver, Mexico City, or Miami. The voice telling the referee what had happened on the field could be 2,000 kilometers away. And that room in Dallas became the main character of the tournament. More than any player, more than any coach. A room in Texas deciding the World Cup. The goalkeeper who never stayed on his line. After the quarterfinals, a Danish journalist's viral analysis was published. He examined every penalty from the knockout stage frame by frame and found something. The goalkeeper of one of the most important teams in the tournament had moved before the shot in absolutely every penalty he saved. In all of them, without exception. The rules are clear. The goalkeeper must be on the line until the ball is struck. Moving early is an infraction. The penalty is retaken. VAR never reviewed it. Dallas never intervened. The team advanced to the next round thanks to these saves. When the head of FIFA referees was asked, he replied that VAR was not set up to systematically review that type of infraction. It was there for other things. It wasn't specified exactly what for, because in this tournament, it wasn't very clear either. Argentina and the endless stoppage time. Argentina versus Egypt, round of 16. Egypt scores and makes it 2-0. Then Dallas calls. They claim that 20 seconds before the goal, in another part of the field, an Egyptian player stepped on Lisandro Martinez's foot during a regular challenge, so the goal should have been disallowed. Egypt ended up scoring another legitimate goal and made it 2-0 again. With 10 minutes left, but Argentina scored 3 goals in 13 minutes, the last one in stoppage time. The Egypt coach spoke candidly after the match, claiming it's all about money and Messi staying in the tournament. Social media then reacted as usual. Stories started circulating about the referee of the match, Texier, an alleged payment of $500,000 and all that kind of stuff. Nothing was ever confirmed. But what do you all think? Leave it in the comments. Germany, the goal and the penalties. Germany versus Paraguay. In overtime, Jonathan Tah heads the ball and scores. Germany advances, but Dallas intervenes. They say one of Tah's teammates had touched the goalkeeper in the previous play. Nagelsmann called the minimal contact a joke at the press conference. The match went to penalties. Tah, whose goal had just been disallowed, took the crucial penalty for Germany, but shot over the crossbar. Germany, 4-time world champions, were eliminated by Paraguay. Sometimes football just isn't on your side. The cable in Norway, and technology to the rescue. Quarterfinals, England versus Norway. The Norwegian goalkeeper kicked the ball high from his goal. For TV viewers, it looked like the ball grazed the camera cable over the field before landing perfectly at Bellingham's feet, who tied the match. Norway protested for 20 minutes. FIFA released the data from the chip inside the ball. The sensor confirmed that nothing had touched the ball in the air. The Norwegian coach said he thought it was ridiculous. And one thing is true, throughout the entire tournament, that cable was hanging over the field. In the most technological World Cup in history, with the camera cable left unsecured over the pitch. No one explained that either. Spain versus France. And the 100,000 signature semi-final, Spain against France. In the 22nd minute, Lucas Hernandez brings down Lamine Yamal inside the box. Penalty. Oyarzabal steps up to the spot, and Spain wins 2-0. But France argued that just before the foul, the ball had touched Yamal's arm. Dallas reviewed it, confirmed the penalty. It was the sleeve, not the arm. All legal. But people weren't happy, and almost 100,000 French fans signed a petition to replay the match. FIFA doesn't replay matches. It never has. But the fact that 100,000 people asked for it says a lot about the French determination. The player who had played for 2 countries. In the middle of the tournament, a federation filed a complaint with FIFA, alleging a rival starting player had played for another national team in an official match years ago. If true, the player shouldn't have switched teams. FIFA's eligibility rules are very specific on that point. The investigation lasted 4 days. 4 days in which that player kept training, traveling, and preparing for the next match. On day 5, FIFA said the case was resolved, but didn't explain how or what they found. They just stated the player could play and the matter was closed. The complaining federation asked for the full report. FIFA told them that the report was confidential. The player played, his team advanced to the next round, and the report is still confidential to this day. The rule that existed but that no one had ever used before. Argentina versus Switzerland, quarterfinals, tied at 1, minute 72. The referee gives a yellow card to an Argentine player for a foul on Embolo. Dallas calls, review. The footage shows that Embolo had fallen before anyone touched him. And here comes something that had never happened before in World Cup history. They took the card away from the Argentine player and gave it to Embolo for simulation. Second yellow. He was sent off. Switzerland finished with 10 men and lost in extra time. Ironically, the Swiss Federation was highly critical in the Balogun case, insisting the law apply to all. Then the law took away their own player, with a rule that nobody knew existed. The chip sends Modric and Iran home. Here the technology was correct, and that was the cruelest part of all. Croatia's equalizer against Portugal was disallowed because the ball's chip showed the scorer touched it from an offside position. Luka Modric's last World Cup match ended because of a 14-gram sensor. And in the 93rd minute, Iran was celebrating a goal that would qualify them. Shirts in the air, the bench on the field. The chip detected that the scorer was offside by the length of a toe. Technically correct, but it's the worst kind of correct there is. For me, so much technology is killing football. Then there's the sleep issue. One of the consequences of organizing a World Cup across 3 countries is that not all teams travel the same way. This became evident in the round of 16, when 2 European teams formally complained to FIFA about rest times. One of them had played their last group match in Vancouver. Their opponent in the round of 16 had just played in Miami. The difference in flight hours between both destinations and the venue of the next match left one team with 48 hours of real rest and the other with less than 36. FIFA responded that the schedules had been designed with fairness criteria. The schedules clearly did not show that. The team with more rest won the match. It may be a coincidence. It may not be. No one did the official study because no one at FIFA was interested in doing it. The final, Spain versus Argentina. The most closely watched match in the history of refereeing. In the first half, Nico Williams scored, and Spain celebrated. It was disallowed. In the previous play, an Argentine player stepped on an opponent's foot, using the same logic they applied against Egypt before, this time against Argentina. The match went into stoppage time of extra time without any goals. And then Enzo Fernandez, the one who scored the comeback goal against Egypt, the one who avoided a yellow card for an elbow in the semifinals. He made a late tackle on Pau Quartzi. Second yellow and red card. No call, no phone, no committee, nothing. A red card just like in the old days. Then Ferran Torres scored the only goal. Spain is world champion. If you made it this far, be sure to watch this video on the screen. Just click the playlist. I think you'll enjoy it. See you there!